Pankaj from Larison Wealth Planners Private Limited. On the eve of second edition of the book If God Was Your Financial Planner, we have with us Mr. Swarnim Kanhed, who is a consultant in the financial services area for corporates with extensive experience in capital market products, and Mr. Suresh, who is a managing director and a principal officer at Larison Wealth Planners, and also the author of the book If God Was Your Financial Planner. On behalf of the investors, Mr. Suresh is going to ask Mr. Swarnim about investments and investment planning from a consultant's point of view. I'm sure this is going to be a super informative discussion. So, without much ado, I would like to request Mr. Suresh to take the reins of this conversation and lead us into a beautiful learning experience. Over to you, Mr. Suresh.
Thank you, Swarnim, for accepting to be on this session. I'll just directly dive into this session. You are a consultant in the financial services area for the corporates. Okay, for
Yeah,
investors, what are the few things that you feel they need to focus on for a comfortable life? What, in your opinion, are those areas?
yeah. First of all, thanks for inviting me to this call and having this dice to speak upon multiple things into investment and investment planning. So, yeah, thanks for that going forward. And the question that you asked about, it's majorly a thing which categorizes many things as a whole. Suppose how I, being a consultant investor, should look into things, or maybe a perspective that an investor should have. My few of the things which I'll list down is like, first thing to have is financial goal planning, basically. Because when you have something in your hand, you're earning, you are doing a business or whatever it is, you're doing it for a cause, or maybe to achieve particular goal in your life. And in this era, in this world, everything comes for money. So you need to have that financial things in place. Second is like, you should have all means to achieve those goals. You should also have the budgeting thing in place. So to achieve a particular thing which costs 100 rupees, you should have a budget of around 100 rupees, or maybe plus or minus, looking at the circumstances around in the market. So that needs to have something in place wherein you can fetch a thing of 100 rupees, for example. So again, my third point lies down into risk tolerance. So to achieve that 100 rupees things, I'll give that example again. To achieve that 100 rupees things, you should have the risk tolerance in place. Are you capable enough to have that 100 rupees thing, or maybe what is your risk appetite basically? What are the things that you are digging into, or maybe achieving in the background to achieve that particular goal? Then also, when you have those things in place, you have the other point which is major as per my understanding is debt management. Now there the market is quite easy to avail debts. You have credit card facilities, you have NBFCs, you can avail a car right away if you have a job. Credit card is given for free. 1 lakh rupees limit is given for free in the market, but that in a way causes liquidity crisis as well. And also the purchasing power in the ordinary hands are increasing, which ultimately gives rise to the inflation, which we have seen in the near future as well. Then to avoid those things, we should have a long term what you say perspective about what we are going to achieve, or maybe the goals that we need to have in place. So these are the things. And last but not the least, I'll say continuous learning will be one of the major aspect or the element of that very outcome. Because when you learn about new products, the industry expert from the industry experts, or maybe from your own as well, there are many platforms, self-learning platforms, e-learning platforms, where you can deep dive, explore where to invest, where not to invest, how to plan your life hereupon. So I think these are the major components which I feel are majorly important as per my experience.
Good. I mean, Sarnim, you have talked about a lot of things. You have talked about budgeting, you have talked about goals, you have talked about risk management, you have talked about debt. I mean, a whole lot of things you have talked about. So the next pertinent question is, I mean, is it possible for a person to do all these things on their own and invest on their own? Do you think that is really possible considering the complexities today?
I don't think so. Obviously, there will be a set of people who will be capable enough to manage those things up. But talking about the domestic space that is India, I don't think the financial literacy is that high. Although there are people portraying the financial literacy high within themselves, but if you go out in the world, carry out a survey, they don't even know the products that are trading in the market, or maybe they are there to help you out. So basically, financial literacy is important. Then thereafter, complex goals, the goals might differ from people to people. You might have something else, I might have something else. My background might be something else, your might be something else. So the complexity of the goals also differs, so not a single person can manage it going forward. And again is you need a professional guidance for that very particular thing, right? And obviously I cannot file my returns single handedly at this point of time also. I have to Google it, I have to YouTube it, or maybe ask someone to maybe save under ATC, save under that which mutual fund is good or something like that. So
So there are
yeah,
quite a
and
few things which people have to be aware of. But
absolutely.
a lot of times what I've found is that people ask their friends and colleagues, and they become the source of information for knowledge in terms of decision making in the financial domain. Do you see that happening? I mean, is that the right way to go about it?
I don't think it is the right way. Obviously, having friends and colleagues and family members like you might be a helpful one. But in general, if someone asks me, I can only give them some general knowledge that I have learned over the period of time, and that might suit to my financial goals or my needs, but that not cater to their things. They might pick few things from it, but I don't think that would be fruitful for them as well.
Correct. So, from whatever you are saying, I understand that financial planning is a specialized area, and I mean, you need professional help. So, are you
Absolutely.
aware about that, about fee-only SEBI-registered investment advisors and the work that they do? Are you aware about that?
Yeah, I'm quite aware about it. I think this is the area wherein the planners do not work on the commission basis, or maybe percent-wise differentiation, or the commission, what you say, percent-wise cut on whatever the advice that they are given. It's just that they give whole and soul advice to the consumers or the customers that they have, the clients that they have, and they charge the sole fees that your entity or your company might levy upon them.
So I'll just add upon that whatever you have
Yeah.
said. I mean, whatever you have said is all right. The crux of what a SEBI registered investment advisor, or RIAs for short, what they do, we are also an RIA. So what we do is we work in the client's best interest. We are what are called fiduciaries. Fiduciaries are those
Fiduciary.
people who put the client's interest ahead of even their own self-interest. And we are registered as a fiduciary with SEBI. So SEBI can, at any point in time, any decision that we take on behalf of the client or any advice that we give, we can be questioned on that particular thing. So we are not aligned with any other institution like a bank or a stockbroking institution or a AMC or anybody. We are completely independent, and that is why the advice that we tend to give will be conflict free and in the interest of the uh, clients at large. And we charge a fee. We don't receive any commission or brokerage. So that makes us completely aligned to the our customers' interest. So that's a short thing that I wanted to tell. And lastly, have you read the book that I have written, If God Was Your Financial Planner? What are the
Uh,
takeaways?
Key takeaways. Yeah, I have read the book, the first edition itself, and means for me it was a kind of eye opener basically, because I was a start of my career at that point of time, and the incidences mentioned there, the soul earning guy, not being there all the time, or maybe God giving them signs to have a financial planner, or maybe also giving them signs for a financial planner how the things should be modified, should be put in place for maybe prudent investments or something like that. So for me it is like start planning from itself, I mean to say from the start itself, and obviously you'll achieve something or the other. Obviously in the very beginning of your job and career, it's not easy to have the salary saved and invested itself.
Yeah,
You obviously have to like burn the cash when it comes to you, just to show off to the community or maybe the society, or even you have your own goals which are not valid. But over the period of time, whenever I recall the book that you have written, or maybe I admire the points that are present there, yeah, it gives a sense of like sense means seriousness. Okay, stop it. The 100 rupees thing is not necessary here. We'll do it. Basically, it also includes a concept like delayed gratification. You can say
correct.
you can have a thought twice before purchasing something.
So do you think these kind of books can be helpful to the community at large, investor community at large?
Absolutely, absolutely, it would be helpful.
Very good, yeah. I mean, we are launching the second edition of the book at this point in time. Very good discussion from a person also from the financial services industry, a person who has gone through the book, and a person who is at a comparatively early stage in life. So thank you so much, Swarnim. It was a
Absolutely.
great discussion. I hope all the viewers get some good takeaways from this discussion. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Thanks a lot, Suresh. It was pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure.